At the St. Paul and Minnesota Foundation, we invest in community-led solutions. The Council for Black Male Success is a true example of that, as it has been led and shaped by the people it serves.
Well, I guess who it is, it consists of maybe like 16, 17, at one time 21 different organizations, or maybe more than that, but some have dropped off on the way. But Ujama Place, Emerge, I Am Resources, Change Inc., which the organization I'm from, and and many more. But we all had a unique service that we wanted to provide to work with a certain population of young youth, ages 11 to 32.
I would say it's a network of community partner organizations that are from the community, organizations that are in St. Paul who are working in collaboration to impact the lives, like Corey said, of Black men in the city of St. Paul and in the East Metro who are between the ages of 11 and 32, and really taking a stab at finding out how can we build a network of services and programs, and then form a net so we are not stepping on each other's toes. So how do we find out who's offering the programs and the services for these young men and these men, and then get them directed into the paths where they can go to take advantage of the services. But it's also an opportunity for the organizations, the community partners themselves, to be able to support one another's work and missions going forward.
Thing I'll add to what Corey and Kadar said. This is Sam Grant, and as one of the facilitators for the development and evolution of the Council for Black Male Success, one of the value propositions is that the groups invited collectively were serving approximately 1/3 of the Black males between the ages of 11 and 32 in the city of St. Paul. So if you can have folks who are committed to the evolution and well-being of Black life, particularly Black male life in a city, work together and transform the trajectory of young Black men. If we can work with a third, we could transform the trajectory of the whole.
The other piece about that and the courageousness of this step is that I think many people thought that as Black people, we're this monolithic group, like we should all be at the same level, at the same time, stepping in step together at the same pace. And that wasn't true. And that's not true of any community. But I think that the way philanthropy has structured itself, that it makes those overarching assumptions. And this truly told us that we were not that, we are never going to be that, but we can work together. But it's going to take what Brother Kadar said, is taking that time to know each other as individuals and as organizations, because our organizations grow out of who the leaders are and who their experiences are.
We at the foundation know that community is in the best place, provide solutions to challenges, as well as identify opportunities and cultivate strategies for those opportunities. We knew that, and we have this opportunity in a big way at the foundation. Throw everything out how you've done philanthropy in the past, that as much as we could, and listen and learn and partner with the community. So
I'm a part of that sort of institutional memory of how things have always been done at a major foundation in this country. I've been at the foundation for over 25 years, and I only knew one way of doing things. And so this was such a bold new step into the unknown. And I credit the board for trusting Stephanie to take leadership and me to support her in that leadership. And I think that piece is actually key, what Stephanie just said about sharing these lessons and sharing this example with other funders. You know, funders will listen to other funders in a way that they can't always hear community. And having this wonderful success story to share with these lessons learned, stay with it for the long haul. Don't do a one and done.
Yes.
Community decide, let the community evolve, give them the time that they say they want and that they need to get to know each other and work together and come back and propose what works for them and be ready for them to push back, because they're going to push back.
Added to that. And the other thing I would add to that is it also gave words and life to what our CEO, Dr. Jolly, had brought to the table about informs, forms, and benefits.
Mhm.
We had been doing it, but this really brought it to life on a larger scale.
So I'm just so delighted to pay attention to what's been happening here and where this has gone, because it's a new way of doing our work. And I think it's really influenced and informed the foundation in many other ways.